Do it live.
We're gonna do it live.
Doing it live.
Do it live.
I don't understand wrestling relationships. People feed in. They're married in real life, but they feed into the plot in wrestling, and then. But to do that means you have to kind of commit in a different way via socials. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
These two people are married.
It's the equivalent of like Facebook relationships, like to a certain extent of like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, those two friends that they're not in a relationship. It's like, I'm married to Rick, but Rick thinks like, I don't know. It's just, it feels very made up.
It feels like a throuple at that point.
I mean,
a little bit. Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah. Hey, whatever floats your boat. Welcome to Films in Black and White, everybody. Brian started doing finger guns, but Marcus was a slightly delayed. So it's like a bad dubbing where like Brian starts shooting those, and then like a bad Godzilla movie, like later it's
they're my air horn blasters. I was ready. I was ready.
I'm not mad about it. I just think it's funny. So
I thought it looked great.
Excellent.
Yo, we got a great show for you. We are doing our Patty family picks. So if you are not a member of the Patreon, this is your like little prod to join because we asked our Patty family to pick a movie, and we watched Equalizer 3 starring Denzel Washington. And so we're super excited to get into that. We're also going to play a little game. We're going to break down the Emmys a smidge. So we got a little bit of this and that and everything. So we're pretty excited about it. But in order to do it well, in order to do it right, I'm going to kick it on over to Brian Roush, a.k.a. Space Badge recipient.
Hello,
Brian, how'd you earn that space badge?
Well, I'm happy to share with you. It was a long, arduous journey, and it involved one of my sons coming up to me, and then he just started taping me on the shoulder, and I was eating lunch, and I was like, I don't know what's happening, but I'm just going to roll with it. And then I looked at my shoulder expecting just to have this like giant wad of tape, and I had this like triangle squid thing on my shoulder, and I was like, hey, Parker, what's this? He goes, it's your space badge. And I was like, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. It's an honor.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Time.
I appreciate that. It's been a long time coming, and it's just nice to be recognized. But no, for real, when a kid does something like that, you have to go with it. It's like when they hand you the phone, there is no other option other than to just go with it. Like, oh, hello. Well, he's right here. So I immediately went with it, and I wore it the rest of my Sunday.
I was gonna ask you, how long did you keep it on after the fact?
Marcus, there was no way out. I was wearing this badge with pride, honor, and respect for the rest of my day.
I'm so excited. Did you go out and about into the town and the community with your badge?
You know what? I did not. I did talk to somebody at my front door, though, who was collecting signatures for someone's political office. They didn't see it, though, but I would have proudly said it's my space badge. I don't know what it means.
Your signature is extra important. I've earned a space badge.
Did you know, honey? I went and talked to a spaceman today.
He had a badge and everything.
What type of tape was it?
Oh, it was Scotch tape. It was Scotch tape on my shoulder.
Okay. Scotch tape isn't bad.
Yep. Yeah, it was fine. So I was like, this makes the perfect Chiron to enter into this space.
Perfect.
I have so many questions about the badge itself, so I just feel like
I do too.
At one point it changed to kindness because I asked, like, what exactly do I get with the space badge? And Parker's like, oh, it means kindness. And I was like, oh, like, was I kind? And he goes, no, it's the space badge. And I was like, okay, got it. Thank you, sir. I will.
I've actually no questions.
These are
all right.
This is great. I love this.
So yes, I'm here. I'm ready to pod. I watched Equalizer 3 Friday night with a DiGiorno's pizza, and it was a top tier combo. I'm just gonna put that out there. I put on my own pepperoni though, because the pepperoni pizza
It's never enough.
It was $10 at my grocery store, and I looked at the 4 cheese, and it was like, I'm $6.99, and I was like, I have pepperoni at home. I'm just gonna get the $6.99 pizza, and I just put pepperoni on it myself. I've never felt like such a suburban dad before. Well, I have.
We've got pepperoni at home.
Like my like transformation and evolution into a full suburban dad is nearing completion because I guffawed. I guffawed in the aisle. I was like,
what the fuck is this?
No, I'm not gonna pay $4 extra for like probably somebody who just wanted to go home and sprinkled some pepperoni on the pizza.
That is a risky run. That's a risky run.
I want to
3 pieces.
I brought this sucker home and I just coated it in pepperoni.
Hell
okay,
yeah.
So I got what I wanted.
Now you know
Did
it
you
was
do this
right.
by yourself? Was your family somewhere else?
Yeah. Well, Maggie had a book club thing, so I was alone with the kids Friday night.
Nice.
And then I was like, you know what? I'm doing my own pizza. I got some of the Italian seasoning out, got some of the garlic powder out. I made my own
this shit up.
Frozen. Yeah, I did. I bougied it up. I went to Italy with Denzel. I felt pretty great about it.
God damn it.
So yeah, Doug, I don't know if your mic is doing something. I don't know. I just heard something.
You just muffled out like you was underwater.
A little bit. A little bit. Yeah. No, it was fun. I hear you
Mason,
now. I hear
Mason, you are wilding. I'm not even going to address that comment.
A little bit of ink left.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Well, Marcus J. Destin, aka Mr. Get Your Money's Worth 2. I didn't see the first Get Your Money's Worth.
No, that's my name. I missed to get money's worth the second.
Oh, the second.
Oh, so this isn't a sequel.
No.
Like,
no.
Okay. Anyway, take it away.
Chiron just fucking ruined. Let me just change it.
I did. I ruined it.
Yeah. No, it's good. I'm feeling good. I'm happy to be here. I got my money's worth on Netflix this weekend. Just
you did.
Watching Rebel Ridge and Equalizer 3 twice, and Jujutsu Kaisen the whole first season, 24 episodes. So, really just got into it. I got into the shit. Me and Netflix, we was bonded, and I tried to watch something else, but it kind of sent me on a weird rabbit hole of like, oh, I watched Hellboy because I wanted things that had lore that I didn't understand.
Oh, got it. Yep.
So kind of like that Equalizer 3, like, why the fuck is this guy so good? They never explain it, and I keep watching fucking movies. You know what I mean?
That's
so
true.
I kind of went into Hellboy, kind of like that lore you got to understand, and everything isn't understood. And I don't know, I just ended up on Netflix the whole time.
There you go.
You know
got
what?
My money's worth this weekend.
Netflix quietly has become so easy to use that it's so easy to spend time there.
Yeah.
And that's the long game. Well done, Netflix.
And not to mention, they trap you with their like movie poster previews because they're going to show you the character that you are interested in. Mine is filled with black people and fine women. So, I mean, that's what they show me. It's like Edge of Tomorrow. Usually, Tom Cruise, the main lead, the big baller. Do you know who they show me? Not motherfucking Tom Cruise.
Blunt.
They show me Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt doing the push-up in the black racerback tank top. I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's exactly what they show. And they did not show me. That's not even a wallpaper. That's just a still from the movie. They was like, this guy's going to like this shit.
This is what this guy wants.
And you know what? They nailed it. You got me, motherfuckers, red-handed. So
I mean, we all know what they. I mean, we all have each of us knows what they would show us to get us to watch a movie.
Oh yeah, I know Doug's. Can we all guess each other's?
I'm guessing if we logged into Doug's Netflix and it's gonna pull up that ribbon of action movies, but somehow Madam Web's gonna be there and they're gonna show him Sydney Sweeney. Is she in the movie a whole lot? No. Does she have a solid thumbnail on Netflix? I guarantee it.
Yes,
it's like a 0.5 millisecond. That 0.5 millisecond she's in the black suit. That's
it. That's all it is.
That's it. Like, how the fuck did y'all get that? Yeah,
and it's gonna be the gif of it like turning upside down.
Yeah.
Like if I try to watch the trailer and it's like, this is all you want to see, you gross perv.
Like, why does all the rest of it? Jesus, why'd you call yourself that?
No. Netflix. My Netflix is really judgmental.
Got it.
I paid extra for it.
What tier is that? Oh, got it.
Yeah. I wanted to make. I paid extra for the guilt.
Even for Morbius, I forgot the love interest in Morbius. And then
Oh, yeah.
I was like, she's on the cover of one of the little things. I'm like, who the
sure
fuck is
is.
that? And then anyway.
She sure is. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, all the
Brian-
AMC stuff. Yeah, it's
All
all
of
gonna
it.
be women leads for
Brian-
All
me.
of it.
Yeah, it's gonna be Elizabeth Olsen leads for Brian. Like that's anything with Elizabeth Olsen is gonna populate
don't-
first.
Look, we all know how I feel, but additionally, I don't think she has anything on Netflix that
She
she's
does.
like.
I don't think she does
deleted.
either.
That's
No,
too
I
bad
don't
for
think she does.
you.
Yeah, I just logged into mine and I have yes, Madam Web was mentioned.
It was, yep.
Yeah,
In a
but no.
positive light this time.
Yeah, no, I guarantee you.
Yeah.
They know. They know so much.
Yeah, they know.
Scary.
That's
Ambiguous villain with the ambiguous accent. Anyway, Doug, my resolve is strong.
Oh,
Wagner.
okay. Look, y'all. I've made it pretty clear my political leanings. Okay.
Yeah, there's no surprises here.
But I need someone to understand
Yes,
what's
please.
going on with my cell phone. So my cell phone somehow, I don't know if the person, so I have a North Dakota number. I got the number from somebody else who relinquished it. Like, I don't know. It's not a number I have. And I have had a litany of things that have happened with this phone that the previous person, I want to know what life she was living. Because
my god.
I get text messages from Donald Trump that start out with, I got one tonight at 5:30 that said, "My resolve is strong," in all caps. That's all it said. And the problem is,
Wait, was there a fundraising link or anything?
Did I delete it? Hold on. I don't
No,
think I
I
deleted
thought
it.
I thought the campaign just sent you "My resolve is strong." I thought that was all they sent you.
I also have something about campaign email while he pulls that.
Nope, I deleted it.
Oh,
But yes,
why'd you delete it?
That's the right way to do it.
I don't want to keep looking at it.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, so like it sent me that. And of course, like I've watched episode 3 enough that the only thing I can hear in my head is Emperor Palpatine going, "My resolve is strong." Like, that's the only thing that I can hear. Then it spirals into no. Like that's all it sort of like spirals into. Guys, when I first got this phone number, I had a penis sent to me via text message from a gentleman I didn't know. And even if it was somebody I did know.
Sorry, dude.
No. This was a white dick. So like this was not you.
Okay. All right.
It was a mediocre white dick. And so like it was just, but my response was like, "Hey man," like, and I tried to approach it so gently. Like I tried to be like, "Hey, so like I don't know who you think this is, but like I'm a dude," and he goes,
What did you say to this guy?
This is what I was very like, I tried to be really gentle because this man sent me something, but like, so that one's deleted. That one's long gone. I have deleted and blocked that gentleman.
Yo, the first 10 minutes of this podcast is always my favorite because that shit can go anyway.
Wow.
It's true. It's true. We like to work from the broad down to the specific of what we're talking about.
It goes right there.
Yeah. So anyway, so like he sends me this picture and I'm like, like just immediate disappointment.
Yeah.
But then I was like, this guy's so vulnerable. Like I don't want him to like think like I'm just gonna like put this out there. So I like had to be like really like, "Hey man, like I don't know who you think this is."
You went back to console him?
I went back to be like, "Hey, like don't send," because I didn't want to get another dick pic.
You didn't even offer me that much consolation when I told you.
You didn't send me a picture of your penis. So like I don't need to be gentle with you.
This whole thing is just fucked. We are only
There's just a lot of gentleness happening.
A long story short, a long story less long. I eventually just said, "Hey, like I'm a dude," and he was like, "Haha, very funny." I'm like, "No, seriously, you've made a mistake." And then like 10 minutes goes by, and he goes, "I am so sorry." Like, look immediately, like I am so sorry. And I was like, "Yeah, me too." Like that was bad.
Me too.
Viewership up. Nikki said viewership up.
Did I send one back? No, I did not. And if there is a trash, I'm in a lot of trouble, Roman.
Yeah.
Like if there's a trash, I'm in a lot of trouble. But anyway, that's my story of this phone number.
And now he's a Patreon member. Roman.
Wow.
What tier did he pay for?
So pay the $100 tier, and you
He's
can
on
just
the-
text
he's on
Doug
the
whatever
very-
you want.
Just send him whatever you want.
The text Doug whatever you want tier.
Do it for the pod, Doug. Do it for the pod.
Do it for the pod.
Look here, should we say this is a good time to join the Patreon? We have
Please,
3
I
different
would.
tiers.
Oh.
We got the first heat. All right, it's $5. I'm on the cover. It's great. And then there's the second heat though. That gets you access to the bonus episodes. Only $10 a month. That third heat, that's $20. You ask us anything. So it's not exactly the situation Doug described. But you can.
But it's pretty close.
So
if I would have known, Mason talking about this is what'll bring in more Patreon members. If I would have known that, I would have asked Doug to put that shit up to fucking 3 years ago.
Yeah, that's true. I would have not kept this secret to myself. I would have
sending my
shared
shit
this
out
with
for
the
free.
people.
I could have been sharing this with the people for a cost. I'm sharing my shit for free.
That's true. We got
Look at Brian.
Brian doesn't know what to do. Oh, this is great.
that's a situation you had. That's a lot, man.
That was a thing you were in. Yep.
That's a lot.
Yeah. I like to bring it up so I don't have to cry about it later.
That's, you know what? Own it. That's the way you own it. That's the way you make it work for you. You're taking it back.
Like the N-word. Both black.
Hey, well, I'm gonna pivot us over into catch that quotable because
Let's catch that quotable.
I think now's a really good time.
I wish y'all could have saw y'all faces. Both of y'all froze.
What am I gonna say?
What am I
gonna
supposed to
say? Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Take it back. Say it whatever you
Black,
want.
black
Like,
as hell. Mhm. Yeah.
if I say anything other than "oof," I'm in trouble. If I say "ooh, yep," and then you're like, "Wow, you said yep a little too hard," I'm like, "Yep, I did."
It's a lose-lose.
You don't want me being that guy. It's like I'm an ally, and I think whatever you say goes, Marcus. I'm
That's
right
true,
behind you.
because that's worse. I'd rather somebody call me out of my name than be a fake ass ally, because I hate that shit. Oh my god!
I'll get my button, and we'll go to City Hall together.
Yeah,
right
you're
now.
right. The N word is black, and you're like,
Yeah,
"That's not what you need to
that's
put on
not-
a button, Brian." Like,
That's way too much emphasis on the wrong point
That's
in this
the-
whole thing.
you got like 80% of it, buddy.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
80%.
You're
You're almost there.
Almost
close.
there.
Take my hand.
Anyway,
Okay, well, let's play a little game we like to call Catch That Quotable.
Catch that quotable.
The silky sounds of Marcus J. Help. Gentlemen, are you ready for this week's quote?
Hit me.
Hit me.
Okay, here's the quote.
No.
Disturb not the harmony of fire, ice, or lightning, lest these three titans wreak destruction upon the world in which they clash.
Oh.
Through the water's great guardian shall arise to quell the fighting alone, its song will fail. Thus the earth shall turn to ash. O chosen one, into thine hands bring together all three. Their treasures combined tame the beast of the sea. Now it begins.
That's got to be Clash of the Titans, right?
Right?
Right. Or
I would-
I mean, it could be Hercules, but I don't think Disney would have gone.
No, that's pretty dark.
That's like
That feels dark.
that's got to be Clash of the Titans, and they're
If-
talking about the Kraken, right?
Yeah. Say
Say it like Jimmy Stewart.
Clarence was a rich man and he was right. Disturb not the harmony of fire, ice, or lightning. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Is that the guess we're going with? Because I don't know what this
guess.
is.
Yeah.
I don't know what else. That sounds like Clash of the Titans to me.
This is Clash.
Talking
of
about the
Titans.
three Titan guys, like the three.
Yeah, and then getting all
like
those
the Kraken.
things.
Yeah, collecting everything. Feels right on the nose though. But
I don't want to second guess it though.
yeah,
I mean, I know they did a sequel. I guess
It was-
we
it
could be
was,
getting tripped up by that, but
what was the name of the sequel? It wasn't.
oh gosh,
Was it
it
Rise
like,
of the Titans?
no,
Oh my
Same
God.
dude. Same dude.
Clash of the Titans.
Oh my God.
What do
We got
do?
this. We got this wrong.
What is it?
This is from Pokemon the movie 2000.
You got to be shitting me. You have to be shitting me. Roman is laughing his ass off right now.
I am not. It's said by the collector.
It's so
I don't remember seeing this movie.
Here. I have not seen Pokemon.
I don't think I've seen this movie.
That's ridiculous that you can take that line and put it with Clash of the Titans, and it's really about Pokemon.
Yep, that's
wow.
a thing. That's the thing that
wow.
happens.
All right.
Roman's really trying to keep us as far away from that $100 as possible.
Roman hates charities. That's what it feels like. That's what you working hard to beat the charity. That's crazy.
Oh my God.
Jeez.
Oh my God. That's hilarious. Gentlemen, I would like us to play a little game before we get into our review of the Equalizer.
Okay.
So play. I'm buying myself ice cream with all the money.
Roman, that's fucked up when you talk about it's gonna be going to charity. Like all the little kids looking at you.
It's crying. Okay, so I'm gonna pick 5 movies.
Neapolitan ice cream.
Please, we have no air conditioning, sir.
I'll do anything for
just melt the ice cream. We use the fan to blow the ice cream face.
My friend holds an ice cube in his hand and he blows from his lips. It keeps us cool in the heat in the summer. Please, sir.
Please.
This place does not exist.
This is not a place.
It is not.
I'm going to pick 5 random Denzel Washington movies at random from his filmography as provided by IMDb. And I would like you to rank these movies from 1 to 5 without knowing which one comes next.
All right.
Okay. What 5? 1 being what and 5 being what?
1 being the best, 5 being the worst.
Okay. Oh, 1 the best. Okay.
So I'm going to give you the movie.
Are you giving me 5? I'm sorry. You're giving me 5 movies?
I'm giving you and Brian 5.
Okay, and you
each have to rank them without knowing which one comes next.
We have our own ranking. Are we a team or just individual?
Individual.
All right, let me grab a pen.
Individual. So
hang on, I'm getting a visual. Keep going.
Please. So I'm gonna start with the movie Man on Fire from 2004. Man on Fire. 2004.
And we just got to rank these one at a time. This is bullshit.
Yes, this is going to be very hard.
A little bit.
This is bullshit.
Not knowing what's coming next. So,
all right,
there you go. Yep.
So we got to figure out Man on Fire.
So yes. First. So Marcus, where does Man on Fire rank for you? Not knowing which one comes next.
Okay, I feel like I'm gonna go. I gotta put Man on Fire at 3 just to be safe. Man on Fire at 3.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Here's what I'm nervous about.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for like training day to show up.
Yeah. You got to play it safe.
It may not show up, but I want to make sure we have enough wiggle room. But I'm good with Man on Fire at 3. It's a good thriller action movie.
Well, Brian, I think we have to do separate.
They do.
We doing separate?
Yeah, we're doing separate. We have 2 separate ones. I'm writing mine down if you want to keep yours on the thing.
No. Hang on here, folks.
He's a wizard.
He's in the fucking zone.
Brian can make all of this work.
That is true. That's my guy.
Yep. We'll figure this out one way or another. For those of you listening, we have a whole visual system happening right now. Visual.
Yeah.
And I hope you enjoy that as a listener.
So Brian's putting it at 4.
I'm putting Man on Fire at 4.
I also agree. I'm not mad at that.
So okay. All right. Okay. It's a good first one.
Fire, to be honest.
All right. The next one.
I do.
2012 Flight.
Ooh.
2012
Flight,
where he played the alcoholic pilot.
I'm gonna put it at 5.
You're going 5 for Flight.
Yeah, because Flight is good, but I just feel like there are other Denzel movies that are better than Flight for me. Flight was really good though.
Okay.
I'm playing it safe.
I'm going Flight at 3. I liked Flight better than Man on Fire.
I also like Flight better than Man on Fire. Actually, can I swap my 3 and my 5?
You can
Is it
absolutely
too
do
late?
that.
Yeah, can I swap
You
my
still
3
have
and my
space.
5,
Yep.
please?
Okay. All right.
All right.
Because I do like Flight better than Man on Fire.
Are you putting Man on Fire at 5?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it at 5. That's just me being safe, Brian.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
next.
All right. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Let's do this.
All right. The next one is 1993's Philadelphia.
Oh, fuck. See. Yeah. See. Oof.
Yep. Philadelphia.
Oof, duh, baby.
I'm taking a lot of deep breaths here. Don't mind me. Man.
Damn. That's tough. I'm gonna go 4 because I'm still playing it safe.
Okay.
Because I can swap later, right? I can swap.
You could.
Up until the last one.
Up until the last one, you
up
can
until
swap.
the last one, I can swap. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that there. I'm gonna keep that there because it's a toss up for me. Philadelphia, I want to put at 2, but I have 2 Denzel movies that are my like apps. I think if you mention them, they're gonna be my absolute favorite, and I don't want to fuck those up.
All right, where are you going with Philadelphia?
I'm gonna go put it at 4.
4.
Yeah.
All right. I know how to spell Philadelphia. Don't worry about it.
You had it right the first time.
We didn't say anything.
I'm gonna go to 5.
Bold move.
You gotta,
okay.
It's good. It's good. I don't know. There's some stuff I would need to rewatch because I don't know how it holds up. And like when I'm thinking about it, it's like, is it? I don't know. I need to rewatch it. Is where I'm
Somebody's
going
mad. Somebody's listening to this that is a Denzel fan.
Somebody's gonna listen to it and be pissed about it.
They're mad as fuck. Yeah, for sure.
100%.
Okay. Y'all ready for the next one?
All right.
The next one, John Q.
Oh, number 1.
John Q. All right.
John Q is
really?
That was one of the ones that I was waiting on. So yeah, John Q is going to be number 1 for me.
What the hell?
Because if I'm going to swap, I got to swap now, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna put John Q right here. I love that decision. That's one of my favorite Denzel movies.
It's a quality movie.
One of the first I remember watching with Denzel in it for sure.
Yep.
Man.
Yep. Great movie.
Yeah, that was like one of the first movies I remember watching with my parents.
Yeah.
Like legit.
Same for me.
Yeah, I think I think I gotta lock in John Q at 2. It's good, and I definitely feel like it is better than Flight.
Doug's not gonna do Training Day.
I know. I'm waiting for Doug just to not.
Doug's not. He's not gonna do Training Day. I don't think.
Well, then that's whatever this is my number 1, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Your last pick is Malcolm X.
At number 2. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Because those were my top 2 I was waiting on. That's it. Those are my top 2. So yeah, for sure.
I'm not mad about this at all.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I'm not either. Maybe Philadelphia and Man on Fire. Like now that I see the final list.
Yeah.
But I'm not mad at this. So Brian and I's list probably would have looked similar, except a couple swaps.
So I'll say this. Yeah. I left Training Day and Remember the Titans off intentionally.
I
kept because those are just so good that those are sort of iconic, and it's that one's always just going to come down to like the day of the week. Like they're both awesome, but like which one do you want to watch and what mood are you in? So I left those off, but I wanted to kind of do some of these other ones. Are there any honorable mentions? So maybe an honorable mention from each of you that I didn't mention. So Deja Vu for you, Marcus.
Deja Vu for sure.
Okay.
Oh man,
Brian, any honorable mentions that are Denzel that you really liked?
I don't know. This might seem very simple for me, but it's the Book of Eli.
Oh, the Book of Eli. You're right.
Book of Eli.
You're right.
There's a lot of factors to it for me, and I think the main one though is like Book of Eli came out in 2010. It didn't have a shared universe. It wasn't like, it was just like a post-apocalyptic story, and it didn't even do zombies. It it was just an apocalypse with Denzel in it.
Book
And
of
it
Eli is so
Yeah.
good.
it
Fuck
felt like
man.
finding a diamond in the rough in the
Yeah.
movie theater.
Yeah.
Like back when I went to movies like every
In that
weekend,
time.
man, it blew me away. It
That's
blew
a-
me away.
Yeah.
Inside Man is also up there for me.
Yep.
Ooh, Brian.
I think it's a really smart movie.
Okay, wait, hold on. Brian, make another tier because I want to do the same thing to Doug.
Oh,
I'm gonna pick a random 5, and I
Oh,
want you to
okay.
pick.
Okay.
But
Okay.
you don't know the order they're going in, so let me know when you're
Okay.
ready. All
I
right.
am ready whenever you are.
All right. Now, are you familiar with Denzel movies? Because I don't want to pull nothing that you not like.
Yeah.
That you're not familiar with. Okay. All right. The Preacher's Wife.
Oh,
Oof.
we're doing some deep cuts here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put The Preacher's Wife at 3.
Okay.
Again.
You playing smart.
Playing a little safe.
Yeah,
playing a little
no,
safe.
that's what I would have done
You
too.
playing safe. I'm going to say The Bone Collector.
I'm gonna put Bone Collector at 4.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, that's an interesting pick.
Interesting.
Okay. American Gangster.
American Gangster, I'm putting it 2. I
Yeah.
really liked American Gangster.
Good movie.
I
I did
love the
too.
way that Russell Crowe and Denzel play off of each other.
Mhm.
I love I'm a sucker for like crime movies like that, and I thought
Yep.
that was an outstanding cast.
Yep.
I really like that type
I
of stuff.
agree.
I like it. The Manchurian Candidate.
Yes.
I mean, Doug's in a tough spot here. He's only got 1 and 5 left.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna move The Preacher's Wife to 5,
Okay.
Okay.
and I'm gonna put The Manchurian Candidate at 3.
I forgot you got to swap. Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
get the swap.
That's not
Okay.
a bad list. That's not a bad list.
Okay.
All right. Antoine Fisher.
Oh, that's
Well, that's
Yeah.
that's my
gotta be
one.
number 1. Yeah.
gotta double check that spelling. But yeah.
Yeah, that's
Damn.
there it is.
That's good.
I'm not
I
mad
mean,
about that either.
That's not bad.
Good.
That's not bad.
No, that's
That's
not
a
a
good
bad
list.
list.
This
Yeah.
dude Denzel is a fucking monster, dog.
Dude,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
you comb through. That's what I wanted to talk about. Like, if you wanted to comb through like the shit he was in, starting from like 1989 onward, he
Yeah.
was in that like really intense Civil War like
Yeah.
movie
Oh.
called Glory.
Glory.
Glory is
He was
crazy.
he was in Glory, okay,
Glory's
and then he
here.
kind of does some stuff that like you don't know about, Ricochet, but then he does Malcolm X.
Yeah.
Then he does Much Ado About Nothing.
Yeah.
Then he does The Pelican Brief.
Jesus.
Then he does
Oh.
Philadelphia. Then he does Crimson Tide.
That's a
Then-
run.
Oh, Crimson Tide.
Then
Yeah.
he does Courage Under Fire. Then The Preacher's Wife. Then here's this run from 1998 to 1999. Oh, sorry, 1998 to 2002. From 1998, listing from oldest to youngest. He Got Game, The Siege, The Bone Collector, The Hurricane, Remember the Titans, Training Day, and John Q. All back to
What a
back from
run.
99 to 2002.
Yeah.
That was only
Yeah.
3 years.
That's crazy.
That was 3 years, and he had like all of those.
I can rewatch any of those movies right now.
Yep,
Crimson
immediately.
Tide actually got me. Denzel as a military man somehow every time just gets me fired up. 'Cause, like he plays
yeah.
that role so well.
He has
He
such good
absolutely does.
discipline in his acting that I feel like it translates really well.
Absolutely.
And I feel like that's what like really makes him pop in Training Day because
Mhm.
like he gets to go off the rails a little bit with
Yep.
that discipline and like man, just what a talented guy.
That guy's talent. Roman put some in the chat too. He said he was waiting on Remember the Tight. Fences.
Yep.
He also said He Got Game, which is also another good one too as well. Denzel in a completely different role than He Got Game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Magnificent Seven, which is like that's a good movie too.
Those
and then
are all
Two
great.
Guns. I remember Two Guns as well.
Oh
Not
yeah.
Two Guns is not on the top of my list, but it's still like one of those good movies. I think Mark Wahlberg kind of threw me off a little bit in Two Guns.
Yep.
I don't think I saw Two Guns.
it was one of those that I feel like you could have no shot to nobody, but you could have replaced Mark Wahlberg with like anybody else. I think, and maybe it would have like hit, but I don't know. Anyway, that was great. Great job.
Oh,
Great
that
job.
was a good game.
Great job.
Yeah, I enjoy those. Before we dive into the Equalizer, I think it's fun. Like we can just sort of run down. I mean, the Emmys were last night, which is a big night for TV. And while we're usually a movie podcast, that is still in our sphere of, relevance for the most part, especially with the level of quality that some TV shows are starting to go up in. And then also the fact that this sort of contributes to, the streaming wars a little bit.
Yep.
And we've been covering that. We've been covering that for a while too. So, I have the winners in front of me. I can run some of them down and just kind of talk a little bit about those. So the first is Shogun from FX. Fucking cleaned up.
Clean the fuck up.
Fucking cleaned up. So they won Best Drama Series. Actor in a Drama, Hiroki Sadana won from Shogun. Actress in a Drama, Anna Sawai, Shogun. So they won all of those, which was awesome. In terms of comedy, so best comedy series was Hacks.
Yep.
Best actor in a comedy series was Jeremy Allen White for The Bear. Actress in a comedy series was Jean Smart from Hacks. Supporting actress was Lisa Cologne Zayas for The Bear and Eben Moss Bacharach for The Bear. So The Bear did really well, in albeit a weird title for them.
You feel some type of way about that?
It's just here's what I'll say about it, and I welcome to others' thoughts. I watched The Bear. That show's really heavy. Like, you guys, like there are moments where I kind of watch that and I'm like, ooh, like this is trying to see the humor in it. But especially season 3, like end of season 2 into season 3, like the episode, what was it, 7 Fishes?
Yeah.
Ooh, goddamn. Like that's a lot. That's a lot.
I have a question. I know Brian got thoughts, but I have a question after Brian.
Yeah.
You want to go now?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Have y'all both seen The Bear?
Yeah.
Okay, I have not seen The Bear yet. I'm doing that thing where I wait until the hype dies down or the show is over.
I mean, the thing about The Bear is that I do think at its like base DNA, you can call it a comedy. I will say that.
Where does it come from?
It is the bleakness of the situation. Okay. It is incredibly heavy because the premise, and this is not a spoiler, the premise is that Jeremy Allen White goes back to Chicago after being a like 5-star Michelin like chef because his brother takes his own life and is running this Chicago beef sandwich shop in like the middle of downtown Chicago. It's a rundown piece of crap. And here comes this 5-star Michelin chef who like basically has to step in at the night at the 11th hour to try to like make something happen. And that's really heavy, but then it's also sliced with like he gets angry because he can't find a Sharpie that works. And they are also trying to figure out how to take Grubhub orders, and they find out that they didn't turn off the function to stop taking orders. So it gets to a point where they're just having order after order come in for Grubhub, and they have to figure out how they're going to do this. And like if Maggie was here, she would tell you that it's like the best representation of an anxiety attack she's ever seen on TV.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And it really is just the humor of like, this is so bleak. This is so rough. How do you find the light in it? How do you find the positive and move on and change and evolve and deal with it and like actually deal with it? And the idea though that it's totally cordoned off into a comedy category for the Emmys just kind of shows you, to me, these awards shows haven't evolved with the material that they're awarding. And when they do, it's slow at best and like redemption at best. Like, because I don't think The Bear should be going up against Hacks. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, I look at this list and I mean, you have The Bear going up against the Only Murders in the Building. In what world? does that makes and Curb Your Enthusiasm? Like, what is happening here? Now,
Yes.
you could have the conversation that, like, if they put it in drama, then what does that do to Shogun or whatever? But it's also like, how are we doing this? Because it clearly is broken.
There needs to be some level of delineation. But yeah, Marcus, did you have something?
Yeah, just I guess just a quick question of like, do you think that the writers wrote it with the intent of it being a comedy, but it is received as something else, or that there's no way this could be mistaken that this isn't really a comedy? It's more this than it is that.
I think
you have to submit as what you want it to be, or can you change? Can you pick what genre you compete under, or is it more?
I think
like,
you have to put in your nomination for what you want to be considered for, and then they have to select you. So they made the decision to submit their paperwork that said like, "Yep, we're a comedy." Now, I think Brian's point is spot on because I think there's a very distinct difference between like ha ha funny and funny and dark comedy funny, where you're kind of laughing because you're a little uncomfortable with the situation, and you're like, oof, this is a family dynamic that doesn't work. Because there are moments, especially in season 1, the interaction between like Jeremy Allen White and I'm gonna pull up his name, just give me 1 second. Jeremy Allen White and Eben Moss Bachrach, like their exchanges back and forth are very funny. Like for that first one, they're just the exchange, but it's very uncomfortable. Like it's very uneasy. And if you can't see the humor in it, like, and there are moments in it, like, and again, not giving anything away, but there's a strange thing that happens at a kid's birthday party, which you're like, oh no, but it's kind of funny at the same time. So it's sort of like, yeah, there are humorous moments. This feels like, I don't know if The Bear was nominated last year or the year before.
Oh yeah, it was, and it won last year.
Okay, then never mind. Because I was going to say this feels like the Lord of the Rings, where like they didn't want to give everything to that movie, like the first two. So they were like, make it win everything when the last movie comes out, because it's not going to do it again. So never mind what I was.
So The Bear won the best outstanding comedy series.
Okay, so they've been doing this a while. So then never mind. But yeah.
Sorry, this is from Forbes. An article on Forbes. Why is The Bear considered an Emmy? A comedy. The Bear is considered a comedy because the show's producers see it as one. The Television Academy of Arts and Sciences doesn't actually enforce any definitions of what comedy is. Think about it for a moment. Comedy is quite subjective. It's hard to say a show must have this many laughs per minute to be considered a comedy. That's an absurd limitation. But the producers have said that they see the show as a comedy. The characters often find a lifeline in humor. They are dealing with dark feelings such as grief, shame, and guilt. The show writers use humor to defuse tense situations and deflect things.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I would never want to put like I just think there need to be more categories.
I mean,
like, I think, you know what I mean? Like, because I think there's
I don't think y'all are trying to put a laugh
but I just think like
I
just think there needs to be a way to categorize it a little bit differently. So, but other honorable mentions that I think are worth like mentioning. So Billy Crudup won Best Supporting Actor in a Drama Series for The Morning Show.
Oh,
this one's worth mentioning because The Morning Show is an Apple TV production. So FX definitely had the best showing because Shogun, The Bear, both FX series. Jodie Foster won for her Best Actress in a Limited Anthology series for True Detective Night Country, which was fucking nuts, by the way. Like that show is
so good. That show is so good.
So good, but it's
I tell everybody
wild.
to watch it. I tell everybody to watch
very wild.
Yes.
And then the other ones that I'll kind of give a shout out to, Baby Reindeer won 1, 2, 3. Three different awards, which is really great. And then I want to shout out John Oliver because I really like him. He won Best Scripted Variety Series.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And another instance where the Emmys made a whole different category so that John Oliver wouldn't keep winning the what was the previous category? I think it was like late night comedy.
Late night talk series.
So they made scripted, quote unquote, a scripted category basically because the John Oliver show kept winning. So they could have like, your Jimmy Kimmels and your Seth Meyers and your Stephen Colbert's and your Daily shows able to stand out.
Was mad as hell.
Yeah. Which is bonkers.
Yeah, and the Daily Show won Best Talk Series. So Brian, it's not even late night anymore. It's just talk series, which is crazy. Yeah,
that's why. Oh, it is Best Talk Series. I'm just seeing this now. Yeah, you're right.
So the View and the Daily Show are on the same playing field.
Is Jon Stewart back
on Mondays?
Just on Mondays. No. And he's executive producing. So he is still a part of the writer's room a little bit of show direction. So I think he got an executive producer credit, but he's only hosting on Monday.
Him and Trevor Noah carried that thing for a nice little. I mean, those two guys, they were in that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I did not pay it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I did not pay it.
Let me shoot you a buck. I did not pay attention to that.
I did. There was an actor that brought a lot of attention to the missing Indigenous women and children. And
yes.
Like his outfit. So I thought that was really good to bring attention to that on the Emmy red carpet, and shout out to Riz Dogs for being nominated. Shout out to Tazba for being nominated as well.
For Tazba. So cool. Well, thank you for indulging me on that. Right. But gentlemen, we got a movie to get to, and I don't want to leave this. This was a Patty family recommendation, so I don't want to leave anything on the cutting room floor.
Thanks, but Mason.
Mason, shout out to Mace. Mace asked us to watch Equalizer 3. I had not watched either the previous two Equalizers. So this was
I'm tired of you doing this shit,
for me.
Man. And he didn't even say anything until he hopped on the podcast.
Yep. And again, as a reminder of how I'm a non-completist, I've seen Fast and Furious 1, 2, 5, 9, and 10. And Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo Drift.
Good. I've seen Equalizer
1, 2,
3.
5, and 10. Tokyo Drift.
I've watched Equalizer 3, but not 2 or 1. For Bad Boys, I've seen Bad Boys 3 and Bad Boys Ride or Die, but not 2 or 1.
That's fucking ridiculous. And that's the worst because that's
the one that gets under my skin.
God.
You're welcome. That's like a gift for you all. Mason, I can't. I could have lied. I should have lied.
Everybody's saying you should have lied and you could have lied.
So I want my two friends to know that I keep things 100%. You can trust me.
Sometimes you can keep it 99 on the movie podcast where you don't watch movies. That's fine.
Well, it'll be a unique
100. Well, sometimes you can keep it 99.
I mean, it'll be a unique perspective, I guess, if you just go straight into Equalizer 3.
Dog in Equalizer 3 is crazy because that's like there's lore that you should probably like consider.
I mean, they don't hold your hand for any of that background.
They're like, this guy's shooting people in the ass. Welcome. So
on that note, let's do it.
Let's get into it. So, Marcus, would you care to give us your barbershop synopsis, maybe morally for me, of Equalizer 3?
Yeah. So what happened was in Equalizer 3, it follows up Equalizer 1 and 2. And
that's all you need to know. Let's talk about the movie.
That's all you need to know. No. So we're back with Denzel again, and oh my God, Fuqua directed this. And so that combination is just a really dangerous combination, to be honest with you. And I think that he really understands Denzel, and they have a really good relationship. Anyway, that's the whole different thing. You have this talented killer, and there's this guy who wants to do right by people, right? And he has some type of history, but we don't really know what the history it is. It never really is explained. He's just really good at killing. It's kind of hinted at in 2 when he's like across from Pedro Pascal, and they may have been in the military together or something like that, or like there was in some secret force where they was all really talented killers or something like that. I don't really fucking know, but he's really good. And number 1, he was protecting this little girl who got kidnapped, went to go find her. Then in number 2, he's protecting this young man there's gangs taking over like the neighborhood or something like that, and they want to get rid of that. And then Pedro Pascal is also right. Is that right? I might be blending.
His friend dies. His friend dies in the second one.
Oh yes, his friend does die in the second one. His friend does die in the second one.
That's the motivation for
them to like fighting each other. And then in this one, what happens is, thank you, Brian. In this one, our lead character Roberto is the fake name that he gives them, Roberto. But his real name is Robert McCall.
They gave Roberto, which is kind of his real name, but he mostly goes by his last name. He just gave an Italian version of his real name.
He just did this at the end of his name, and so it's kind of like, for sure.
Pretty much.
So he gets he kills all these people. Opening scene, kills all these people. Everything's going good on his side. He finds whatever the fuck he's looking for. He comes out, and of all the people that fucking hurt this, spoiler alert, just for everybody.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
For anybody, he goes out of there, he walks out of the building, gets shot in the fucking back by a kid, right? He lets the kid get away. He's like, don't fucking move. The kid, he turns his back to the kid looking for which direction he wants to go. Kid shoots him in the fucking back with like a fucking rifle or a shotgun or some shit. He drives himself while he's halfway dying. He drives himself, not even halfway dying. The motherfucker is like damn near dead.
Actively dying.
He drives himself on the ferry boat from the ferry boat to the mountains, and he ends up like pulled over on the side of the road. There is a officer that finds him, and they're in Italy. There's an officer that finds him and takes him to this doctor that lives in this small town. The doctor takes the bullet out of his back, fixes him up, lets him rest in the house. He then tries to, he's still this guy that is suspicious of everybody, trying to figure out where he is. So he discovers this town. This town is like this beautiful city. The doctor's super nice. The people are super nice. The stores are like that. He's finding basically his place. As he's finding his place, getting familiar, there's also like a love interest there a little bit too. That's kind of hinted at very lightly. That's the lightest sprinkling of love I've ever seen in a thing. I was like, is it because of the age difference? I don't know. It was weird, but
yeah,
they go. He finds his place. He finds his people. He ends up being very happy there. There is a gang called the
I don't remember the name.
They basically say that gangs like this exist in towns where they basically charge the businesses, and if you don't pay a certain amount of money that you owe the businesses, then they come and beat you up. Well, Fish guy in the fish market got beat the fuck up, and McCall was there. They burned that guy's store down, and he was like, "Listen, basically, you're not gonna come fuck with the place that I'm in. I love this place. He tells them straight up directly, y'all need to leave. If y'all don't leave, we're gonna have a problem because I finally found a place where I belong and where I'm meant to be. If y'all don't leave, I'm gonna start killing." He kills the brother. He kills the little brother of the giant mob boss who are like bringing drugs in, which is what he was doing at the beginning of the movie, was finding where those drugs were. And then it like boils down to this big face off between the mob boss and Robert McCall. But for killing his little brother in those streets and in that city, they terrorize, and he like defends his city because he's home now. Kind of
got it. So it's like a redemption story. So
a little. It didn't really go
ruin one.
Not really. Yeah, I thought it was gonna go redemption story, but by the way they were hinting at it, of like he didn't want to be that guy anymore. But it definitely does not. It doesn't really go full redemption story. It's more I'm defending the place that I love. That this is where I'm supposed to be.
I mean,
what is the story?
I would say it's just it's a vengeance story is what I would call it. I mean, like revenge, like action revenge.
Yeah.
It's definitely, I mean, vigilante justice type situation.
For sure, definitely vigilante justice. I'm glad that they did not. I know Doug's about to give the rundown on like the movies and like the numbers and stuff, but I'm glad that they did not go redemption. I'll just say that for right now.
I agree.
That's fair. Okay, so let's do box office and then we'll do cast.
Let's do it.
So the budget for this movie was $70 million.
Ooh.
This movie made its opening weekend $34 million, and its opening weekend was September 3rd, 2023. So about a year ago. And then the gross it made in US and Canada total was $92 million. Its gross worldwide was $191 million. So
that's not bad. They got their money back.
Made its money back plus a little bit, which is never a bad
thing.
What
weekend did this drop? Do you know the date?
It said September 3rd, 2023.
Like,
yeah. That would have been Labor Day. That would have been Labor Day weekend.
Oh, okay. Got it.
That would have been Labor Day weekend, right?
Yeah. I remember this movie was advertised on a billboard to my work, and it was on there for the longest time. So I'm glad I had a good excuse to watch this movie because I was funny. I saw that billboard for a solid 3 months.
There you go. The cast. So Denzel Washington plays Robert McCall. Dakota Fanning plays his contact at the CIA, Emma Collins. Y'all, we're about to get into a bunch of Italian names, so just good luck to me.
No accent. Yeah,
that's an impossible challenge.
Yeah,
Eugenio Mastriandria plays Giorgia Bonanucci. David Denman plays Frank Conroy.
He does.
Yeah, Conroy.
Roy from The Office.
Roy from The Office. That boy got a lot of roles.
Oh my God, David Denman. Oh, that's
I
incredible.
think he was also in Rebel Ridge too.
Was he?
Might have been.
Might have been.
Gaia Scordelello plays Amena. Remo Gironi plays Dr. Enzo Arizio. Andrea Scarduzio played. Oh, you're not gonna let me do Andrea Scarduzio. Like
There
you're not
it
gonna let
is.
me do that. That's
Yeah,
the
I'm not
best
gonna let you
Italian
as
name
you
on
There it
do
this
it
is.
anyway.
list.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
For
You're
sure.
not in the room with me. I'm gonna
Yeah,
read
yeah.
these how I want to.
As the multiple That's all right. We're
Andrea
gonna cancel you later.
Dodero.
David
Andrea
Denman is
Dodero
later.
plays Marco Quintana. Danielle Perron plays Angelo. See, now I'm just trying to get away with it. Sakaria Hamaza plays Khaled. Manuel Tescoti plays Carmela. Jesus, these are some like Italian names to the max.
Yeah.
And I don't know the rest of them, so I'm gonna give myself a pass because they don't even have images on. They don't even have images on IMDb, so I'm not gonna worry about it.
This was during the strike. This
Oh.
movie came out during the
my-
strike.
That's why I don't remember it.
Yeah.
Also, I hadn't seen the previous two, so I didn't remember it anyway. But yeah, that's also why it would have flown under the radar.
Roy is in. David Denman is in. He must have got a deal with Netflix or something like that. David Denman is in Rebel Ridge too as well.
Is he a cop in that?
He's a cop in that too.
I don't understand what happened to that guy because he was in The Office as a great comedic actor, even though he was an antagonist in that show.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened after The Office. It feels like he only took like tough guy military police roles after that.
Yeah.
I don't know who hurt you, man.
You know what? I think that if I'm being honest, just as a quick theory, I think that whole Jim and Pam and Jim took, you know how the people do in real life and like they treat you like you are the characters. I do think that motherfucker got tired of that shit and went to complete opposite roles.
I mean, I guess it wouldn't be surprising. I just think I don't know. It just seems like such a weird turn from comedy. I think that's where my surprise is coming from. Like, I'm surprised
he comedic in there.
I mean, he was. I would say he's comedic in The Office, even though there were like these romantic ties to it. Because he also did the Benghazi movie too, with Jim. Oh my gosh, John Krasinski.
He did.
So I don't know. I don't know what it is about
the Soldiers of Benghazi.
The dad in Brightburn too. That's crazy.
Yeah, like so I don't know. It's just something of note. I don't know what to make of it. Maybe it's a non-connection, but I'm just like
dad in Power Rangers too. That's crazy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He is the dad.
I'm glad he's finding work, honestly.
Yeah, shout out to him.
Me too. Shout out to him. But yeah, and so that's the cast.
Shout out to him.
Gentlemen, you know what? Good for him. You know, I'm proud of him. He should be proud of himself. Gentlemen, thoughts on the Equalizer?
I watched it twice.
Oh. Okay, so then you go first. You watch it
twice. You go first.
No. You watched it twice, so thoughts on the Equalizer.
So John Wick and the Equalizer go like 1A, 1B for me because it's basically the same kind of. It's a lore-less movie where it doesn't give you a lot of background. You meet this motherfucker dumped right into this scenario of like this guy's really good at killing. I'm gonna start here. This movie, I had to stop eating while I was watching because it is violent as fuck.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Like gory, the blood, like they don't pull back. Let me tell you the scene that made me like this movie, but also go, oh shit, let me put my phone down and pay attention. They were in the building. The mob boss, the big guy, is in the building and he's talking to this couple about signing the building over. And they say, listen, sir, you got to be quiet. My granddad is in there and he's sleeping. And he says, listen, y'all can either sign this motherfucker or don't. Then they leave. The next scene is happening. He's in the middle of a dialogue. Yep. They throw grandpa old ass with a rope around his neck right out the fucking window. That's when I texted the group, Jesus Christ, this movie is insane. This movie, they went there.
Yeah, this movie starts like that. Denzel Washington, in the first 10 minutes of this movie, shoves a gun through a man's head and then shoots another guy with the gun he shoved through the man's head.
Yep. Yeah. That was the moment I did sit up. I'll be honest. I was like, oh, we're gonna get good. And then he shoots the guy in the butt with a shotgun.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm gonna like this movie. Like this is gonna go hard. Like this is not gonna pull any punches. And that's when I knew it was gonna be something special.
I mean,
all in the first 10 minutes.
I think, and that's what made me love this movie is like, first of all, it's held in a beautiful location. Like, it's Sicily, Italy. Like, yeah, for sure. But putting Denzel in an action-packed movie where it's like, okay, he's older. Obviously, they're going to pull back. It's not going to be like as whatever. But I think that they did a really good job making it feel like Denzel was doing these things, because never once did I be like, oh, that's a body double. Oh, that's a whatever. Like the action scenes are really good in this. So that's what I liked.
Okay. All right. Brian?
I feel one of the main reasons that I liked this movie was that it felt like it was an action movie for like an older audience. And I am fitting into more of the older audience as days go on. Because there was some really brutal action and horrific violence in this. However, most of this movie is just like Denzel Washington walking around Italy. No, I'm not kidding. Like, it really feels like at parts of the movie, it was like Denzel Washington wanted to go vacation in Italy and decided to just make a whole movie around
Brian
it.
took the words right out of my mouth. This feels like a, hey, I know you're in Rome for a week. Just pop down to Italy. Like, pop down to Sicily just for a moment. We'll shoot the rest of it. Yep.
And I'm not mad. I'm not mad about it. If I'm making the third movie of whatever, it's like, well, I've already done this. I really want to go to Italy. Can we make it in Italy? Sure, Denzel, you can do whatever you want. Like, it's great. It was beautifully, like, the key frames in this movie are gorgeous. And you can tell this wasn't shot on like volume or a ton of green screen. And like I told the guys in the chat as I was watching it, this podcast has made me such a movie snob, more than I was before, because I'm like, ooh, those bricks on the ground look good. That cobblestone, you can tell it's real cobblestone. Like, just everything. You feel like you can touch every edge of this movie. You can tell it's lived in because they shot on location in Italy. Yeah. And it comes through so well. So like those are like the two high highs for me of this movie. Just, man, you can just tell a lot of work and care went into those aspects of it.
Yeah. I would say for me, the thing that I appreciated the most about this is that there's no homework required. So again, we joke like, oh, Doug didn't see the first two. But like,
he didn't really need to, if I'm being honest.
I also did not need to. And I was like, really the only thing I needed to know. I was like, okay, cool.
You really did need to, Brian.
I did not need to watch the first.
We can talk about it later.
But I'm not going to embarrass him in public, but he should watch.
You guys just settle this for your separate message chain that you all have, and you can be like, can you believe this motherfucker didn't do his homework?
You believe we have a second? The only time we started a separate chain was to try to prank your crazy ass for April Fool's Day.
We all saw how that worked. Not well.
I'm still mad about that shit.
But anyway, like, you don't need to do a lot. Like, you can just if you just suspend all of your questions, you're like, oh, okay, so this guy's clearly a badass because you've spent the first like 5 minutes walking through carnage, and then there's this moment, and the way he talked so calm. And this is the thing that I love about Denzel as an actor is that you believe he does like this sense of like badass calmness. He just does that so well, where he does not make you feel like he's never somebody who, like, if he has to do something violent, especially his character here, never has to get like over the top or yell or in your face.
Nope.
He can just be like hey, your guy here, he's standing too close, which is gonna make it this guy's a problem. Or what was the other quote that he had, like with the watch, where he was like,
you got 9 seconds.
He said you got 9 seconds to
figure out.
Yep, you got 9 seconds. But then the other thing where he's like grabbing that guy's arm and he's like, is this a Timex? No, and he starts doing like the thing with the pressure point. Like those are really, really cool lines where he emphasizes the, like, this guy is scary. This guy is intimidating. But because of that sense of like calmness and reservedness and that sort of like confidence that he carries along with him.
Well, even when he's talking to the agent, he catches her taking a picture, and some of it feels like Denzel not improvising, but like adding his own spice to whatever the original line was. You know, like, oh, how about I turn around and take a picture while he's still folding his napkin in this very eloquent way, which he does every single time. Like, I agree.
Right. Yes, and Dakota Fanning was a weird foil for this. I'm just gonna put this out there. Dakota Fanning, haven't seen her in a lot recently, which is fine. It's fine. I was very surprised to see her in this movie. I was very surprised to see her in an action movie. I was very surprised to see her as a foil again to Denzel, because she was in Man on Fire, but like as a child actor. I mean, I think she was a child actor at that time. I'd have to double check, but she was younger for sure. So I was like, this is an interesting dichotomy. Maybe they're working together again because like they just have a good working relationship. By the end of the movie, I was like, okay, I'm good with Dakota Fanning. I'm good with that because I feel like a lot of other folks would have oversold it. Like I feel like I don't know. I'm trying to find like the best example of it. I feel like they would have gone like just a little too over the top of just like I don't know what you're doing or XYZ ABC, like just that type of vibe. And Dakota Fanning was very matter of fact, which I did appreciate because she did need to come off as a very level-headed CIA analyst. Didn't expect her to like almost get blown up by a car. That completely took me off guard, which I applaud this movie for. I thought she was going to be in the finale. She totally is not. She almost gets blown up by a car and goes to the hospital.
She's 30 years old.
She's 30, which is wild as fuck because I'm almost 30. What the fuck?
She was born in 1994. And when she did Man on Fire, she did Man on Fire when it was 2010.
Doug, stop. Please stop.
Hold on.
No, because you got to start putting numbers on shit.
Yeah, no.
I've committed to things, and I've committed to this. So Man on Fire came out in 2004 when she was 10. So that was 20 years ago.
That's what I thought.
So technically, yes, she was a child actress.
That's disgusting. All right, I don't want to.
How's that make you feel?
Oh, shut up. I feel like
Brian keeps telling me I'm middle aged. So
I mean, Doug and I are
old man.
very clearly.
Mason, I'm gonna kick your ass. Mason, I ain't that damn old. I'll kick your ass. How about that,
Marcus? You do need to think about AARP,
Brian,
and investing in your future.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
right.
Yep.
You know what?
It's something that you'll need to talk about
right now. I will quit this podcast, and it'll be white on white. Yeah,
it'll just be the printer paper podcast.
What do you want? Off-white?
So the only
eggshell.
My only eggshell is hilarious. Eggshell in black. This isn't even like a big flaw because it didn't bother me that much. I just thought it was strange that Dakota Fanning was playing opposite and was like, okay, I like the fact that you had this lead actress that was just as smart and cunning and it didn't need Denzel to like really put all the pieces together. He knew he could give her a little bit and then like she was able to fill in the rest of the gap. I did like that. I enjoyed that she had somebody she was able to figure out his name and she was able to do some of the stuff to go back and forth with him. Yeah. I don't know if they ever answered the question of like why he picked her because she asked him that question deliberately. And I thought that was a very interesting question to bring up that you didn't like refer back to.
I made an assumption that this was going to spin off like as an Equalizer spin-off series for her.
Yeah,
that's why I thought why she asked that question.
Yes. Like he was picking her to take over for something. I didn't. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say this. I was not necessarily a fan of the casting of Dakota Fanning in this role.
Fascinating.
I think I would have done somebody more until I saw the car blow up. Then I said, "Oh, she's not even going to be in the like in the end of this." So it didn't really matter. Then I was fine with it. But at first I was like, if this is the person that's going to be opposite Denzel, I don't know what I was looking for, but maybe like a different person casted in that role. I don't know. Like, I mean, older maybe. She seemed young. Maybe, I don't know.
I could get to like Shailene Woody.
Zoe Saldana a little bit. I think I would have liked Zoe in that role.
I feel so. Here's the thing. I feel like they wanted like somebody that was like at the start of their career. I think that was the vibe they were going
young in their
for.
career. Yeah.
And Zoe Saldana, maybe I'm gonna say maybe, but she's helming her own series at CBS as the lead operator. So I'm wondering if Zoe Saldana's like moved on from those roles.
Yeah.
She's been, I don't know.
She's been in some of the biggest fucking superhero blockbusters and fucking.
Oh, for sure. I mean, like, I think you're looking at like Chloe Grace Moretz, but they also did she was in the first Equalizer, so I guess you can't really. I don't know. I get maybe. Dove Cameron comes to mind. I see her in a lot of Disney stuff, obviously with Descendants. Yeah. She was in a series called Schmigadoon that I liked.
I would have liked Dove Cameron. That was a good one.
But again, I understand why they didn't go maybe for actresses that I don't know. I understand why they went with a more subdued Dakota Fanning performance. I understand why they did that for this movie.
Yeah. Not the end of the world by any means.
No.
Did they ever mention, like in the first two movies, and this is because I haven't seen them, did they ever mention in the first two movies like a woman named Susan Plummer?
Was that his wife?
It was his. So according to Wikipedia, I'm looking this up to try to answer your question, Marcus. According to the Wikipedia summary for this particular movie, the reason why Robert picks Collins is because she's the daughter of his friend Susan Plummer. And like wants to help her in his career. So that's the reason why he sends all that material, because she does get a promotion, and then like that's where they're like, oh, and then he sends her that note that's like, oh, by the way, you're the daughter of my friend.
Oh, I missed that. Where the fuck was that at?
They didn't explicitly say it. They do a quick flashback.
I missed it too. And that's the reason why I'm on Wikipedia, because I was like, I don't know, because it does feel very random in the movie. Like why
shit twice?
Yeah, well, cue that bitch up for a third time, because you got to catch this one. So,
I think you do. You would have to pay attention the first time her name is mentioned, and then it's gone. So you would have to know that name from Equalizer 2 immediately. So like, I think it's reasonable. To me, it's reasonable that you would miss it.
I also would agree that you would. And I mean, and again, I didn't need to do a lot of homework, but yes, it is reasonable that you would like fly right by it. So,
yeah.
So,
okay, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, thanks, Doug. Yeah, that was good. I'm so mad that the motherfucker who did not watch 1 and 2 figured that shit out. I watched this shit twice, and that further proves he didn't have to do no homework to get here.
I mean, here's the thing, though.
I mean, admittedly, I cheated. I pulled it up on Wikipedia to try to put that gap together.
How did you catch that to pull that up, though? Did you catch that in the movie the first time, or just from this conversation?
I was just listening to you. No, I didn't catch it in the movie. Right. No, I didn't catch shit at all.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, I was just trying to help answer your question.
I apologize.
Well, the Equalizer is also not an MCU type project where like we're being reminded of this stuff on like an annual basis. Like this is a tight trilogy, and the Equalizer 2. I don't even know when Equalizer 2 came out.
2012.
Yeah. No one's gonna remember that 10 years.
2018.
2018.
Oh, Equalizer 2. No. Equalizer 2 is 2018, and that cast is. I should have watched this movie. Denzel Washington, Pedro Pascal, Bill Pullman. Man, this is a good cast.
I should have watched this movie.
Wow. It's almost like these are good movies.
Almost like it was so good they made 2 sequels.
They made yeah.
Oh man, you crack me up, Doug. I love you, man. I love you, man.
I love you too. I will say that I do love I love that they I love that they really leaned on the community portion of this movie.
Yeah.
Because what makes Equalizer movies so good is the relationship that he has in the area that he's in with the people.
Yeah.
Because he is just legit. So this is what I was mentioning earlier. When he is like healing up and in the bed and he's like flashbacking about that opening scene, which I do love that they did a POV shot of the opening scene chaos that we saw.
Those are They're underrated. I'm so glad they did one.
Through his eyes too, because you can
Yep.
make that look and feel corny, but they did it in a way of like, no, he's reliving this. He shot somebody in the face, and
Yep.
like now he's looking at his cracked reflection
Yep.
in the mirror. I was hoping that they weren't gonna go on this whole, I don't want to be that person, I'm not gonna kill anymore.
Ugh.
He was just gonna
Yeah.
watch these people die and then kick back into this is who I always am, and it's for other people. I love the fact that Denzel never at any point in this movie, Robert McCall does not hesitate. He doesn't seem worried. There is no the big boss villain finally got a hold of this guy. Like, no, he's just, I'm confident. I'm the same motherfucker I've always been. You just are another person that I've dealt with. I've dealt with worse. Like, to me, Pedro Pascal's character is like the 1A to Robert's like 1B. Like, these two were evenly matched. You know what I mean? Like, and they set that up like that. This guy was just another fucking mob boss in the city who didn't really know who he was fucking with. And I like that he never wavered. Denzel's character never wavered in that or his confidence.
I think that is one of the reasons I really enjoy this movie, because I feel like for writers, they feel like they run out of places to go. So eventually they're like, oh, they need to have a crisis of faith in themselves. And like those stories don't always vibe with me for various reasons. Like Spider-Man 2, I still even get a little hesitant on like the original Spider-Man 2, and he's like, well, I don't know if I need to be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And like, it's a good movie. We've talked about it. But even in that movie, which is critically acclaimed, I'm like, really?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really happy that in a movie like this, it's like, no, we know exactly what we're doing. And we're going full speed. We're going full speed and making it seem like Denzel is this, like, he is the weather. And this hurricane just came to your town, and you have no idea what's going to hit you. Like, it's almost like an opposite of that dynamic in a normal, I would say, action movie. Like,
I agree.
You know, and that's what's enjoyable.
It's you don't need to understand how he got his particular set of skills to borrow a thing from Liam Neeson. You don't need to understand. You just need to know that if he is in your community and you are a bad guy, watch out. Like, that's basically all you need to know. Like, that's it. And they just kind of created this like mysterious air around him, like of you know, what's the motivation? Oh, he just saw something that's wrong and wanted to fix it. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's
which is what he has those flashbacks, or like those words come up in his memories of like, I think it's Susan. I think it's Miss Plummer that is repeating that in his head of like, I think I was trying to figure whose lady's voice that was, who the woman's voice was that kept saying like, you want to do it on behalf of others and like protecting others. It was something along those lines, or I could have got all my shows mixed up because I watched a lot of fucking TV.
No, you're fine. You're
fine. But somebody was saying like, yeah, you do this for others, basically, of like protecting others and the protection of others. And I like that being your fucking motivation. Like, that's sometimes all you need. Like, I don't know. The only time that trope, this is random. The only time I like that trope where a hero gives up their shit is Superman 2, when Lois finds out that that Christopher Reeves Superman, that he is Clark Kent and Superman, and he gives it up for Lois. And then they go into the bar, and he's like, he gets beat up in the bar. They throw beer on him and they disrespect him. I really love that movie only because that motherfucker goes back to the bar, beats the shit out the dude, and then drops money on the table when he gets his powers back. That's just one of my favorites. That's one of my favorites. I love when Superman does that shit. Just random.
I think for me too, the reason that the charm of this movie really connects with me is that where John Wick is like, this was a personal affront to me, and I will now
killed my dog. Killed my dog.
You killed my dog
in the stones of hell with your blood. Like, it's just it is vengeance encapsulated. I get angry too. Okay. But like that is John Wick.
You know what? I believe I was about to say something crazy as hell. I was about to say
Brian, I'll mail you another star badge, like in the mail.
No, it's okay. No,
you know, there's somebody who likes to see him get that angry, but I don't want to. Somebody likes to watch that happen. It's like, ooh, I'm hot. I'm hot. Do it again. Somebody piss him off again. Piss him again. Tell him Captain America sucks.
Tell him that Cap was wrong.
tell him you sided with Tony. She just Megan just sitting there back. She just sitting back watching it.
Tell him that capitalism is just the way it is.
tell him black lives don't matter.
Look,
let's see what he does.
Look him in his eyes when you say it.
And then she scurries off to the corner. Yeah.
You know what that guy? Hey Brian, you know what that guy said? He was talking during the movie, and you know what else he said? He also said, like, workers don't deserve shit. Fuck workers. That's what he said.
That's what he said. And scurries off. Yeah. Go.
Like, folks, they got me dialed in. What can I say? They're right. I mean, yeah, all that stuff gets me angry. Yes, I also have a wide variety of vocabulary. So yes, when I do get upset, I'm not just being like, I hate you. It's like, no, you will come to me when you need me the most, and I will look you in the eye, and you will know that you've messed up, and you will not come to me again, not through your own volition, but mine. You know, like it's just
boy, howdy.
It's just when I think of words, they just come. But
never mind. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
We're very close to the 90-minute monster.
Yeah, no, the monster is knocking on the door.
I had to catch myself. Hey, I am so sorry.
5 minutes away. No, I was
right around the corner.
The charm of this movie, we did mention workers. I'm going to connect this. Is that the basically it is still trying to keep that focus on like normal everyday people and not like super assassins like John Wick, which has its place. It's fine, but like the whole idea that like that Roberto was like so upset that this one guy in Jersey had his pension stolen by like this investment group, and he only went for like $400K when there was clearly millions of dollars there.
66,000 and something, like specific.
Really emphasizing the fact that like that type of money is life-changing for most people. And that's you don't always see that. Because in so many movies, the stakes are always so high, and it's like, unless you pay me $1 billion bajillion, you'll never find me. I don't know what accent that was, but it's always like, oh my gosh, we gotta get $1 bajillion dollars, and it's like, no,
it's from Madam Web.
Pretty much. I know what it feels like. My empire.
The only other movie,
spiders.
The only other movie that did this, that I would say does this sort of like average dude looking out for average criminals is kind of sort of Unbreakable by M. Night Shyamalan in the sense of like he's just an average dude who senses that somebody did something wrong and steps in to fix it. Now the motivations are different, so it's not a direct comparison, but it is still same that like similar that vibe of like, no, like we don't as a community have to put up with someone disrupting what we are trying to do because they want to make some extra money in an unethical way. Like it's just the best way that I can understand.
Yeah. And I think to me, what really I'm gonna say the funny thing first. I think it's funny that nobody in the city flinched. Like they accepted Roberto, but when they saw that motherfucker get the killing, nobody flinched in the city. They still partied with him and threw the blue paint up when they won the soccer games. I was like, you know what? I fucks with that. They say, yeah, we got somebody to protect us. Shout out to this black man come to protect us. But on the other side, I do like how they set up how important things were to him, because something so simple like the man who owns the fish market getting beat up in his in the freezer, and you can hear it from outside the door. That simple scene where it wasn't a lot going on at all. He's just beating the shit out this man. And shout out to the guy who played the shop owner. That motherfucker made that shit feel real. It could have felt corny as hell and unreal, but that is what set Denzel off on that route. Was like he knew he wasn't healed up enough. He knew he could not fight those dudes where he was. But that scene to me was like, oh yeah, like that, and then the beautiful young lady saying they see you as one of them. Like that solidified his placement in the city, and I like that a lot.
Yeah, 100%. Any other final thoughts that you all have about Equalizer 3?
The
kind of explored it all.
The only thing, there were just two things left, one positive and one critical. The critical thing was that the terrorist subplot was a little underbaked for me.
Yeah.
I could have had
Yeah.
more of that. I could have had more of the political maneuvering of that.
Yeah.
That is how I found out that I'm like trending older with these movies because I was like, look at this Italy. Isn't Italy wonderful? This is so nice. He's there. Yeah, there's a little bit of blood, but look how nice Italy is. He's having such
Look
a
at this
nice
Italy.
time.
Brian, you sound like a stereotypical Midwest mother. Like,
Italy, isn't it beautiful?
how great this is. Look
It's
at
a little bit of blood,
It's
on the
entertaining,
cobble,
this is.
little bit of blood on the
Okay,
cobblestone.
so there's a little bit of blood, but you know what? We're here. We have our happy hats on, and we're gonna make the best of it.
Big smiling faces, everyone.
Don't worry,
Yes.
everybody. I packed sandwiches. We're gonna have
Okay.
such a great
Hey,
day.
I got fruit snacks for everybody. Okay, I got
you go.
you. I got
There you
you,
go.
and I know
What-
what we're doing for dinner. So
what
I'll
kind,
just-
Brian?
I do love
What kind? They're the Welch's
Ooh.
variety.
All right,
So
I'll
Is it the
go
ones
anywhere
that-
with you.
Is that the one that birthing?
no, I'm not doing this like Sam's Club generic.
You take,
fruit snack
Brian. Lead
bullshit.
the way. Where am I meeting you?
Okay.
Oh,
For
yeah.
how
No,
long?
my
Right.
people,
Is
you get
that-
the Welch's
is that all it
general
takes?
variety pack. Okay.
I mean, Brittany is on record of I have snacks in my purse, not for my children, but for my husband. So like, it's not like she knows that like I at 3:00. She like 3:00. I get crabby, and she's like, "Don't worry, I brought fruit snacks." And I'm like, "Fucking good." 'Cause
Oh
this is-
yeah,
this is going down south.
fuck yeah.
She can always tell. She's like, "Hey, you kind of got really mad at that dude who was just driving. Like your road rage is a little extra. Here's a fruit snack."
man.
Oh,
Man.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's how I know.
felony-
That's how I know
Great
Brian and ours is
partnerships.
different. That's how I know Brian and I's anger is different because my anger is like, "Do you see this fucking dipshit? Look at him! Look at him driving over there, that fucking moron!" Like
the
and-
gall. The
Brittany
gall
just
of
like-
that guy.
Brittany takes the fruit snack and just puts it right in your cheek.
Here you go. You want raspberry?
Take that.
Yep. You know what's okay? Last
You
little tangent.
raspberry.
Yeah.
Here's one thing that we're starting to notice. Harrison, I need to be careful because Harrison is starting to turn into me. Because
Oh,
there's
he's
well,
a boy all day
there's
long.
somebody,
About time.
there is somebody who like does something and he'll be like, "I don't understand why he did that at all." And Brittany starts laughing and I'm like, "What's so funny?" She goes, "It's you." And I was
He is
like,
you.
I was like, "No." She's like, "No, that's something you have said out loud to other people." So
Does he do it with your
Incredible.
cadence? I don't understand why he did that.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
that is exactly how he does
Yeah,
it.
for
So
sure.
I've ruined things.
That's
But
your
yes,
boy.
to your
okay.
point, Brian, like yes, that you're absolutely right. Of like, carry on.
I don't know. Like I could have had a little bit more political
I
intrigue,
agree.
but it's fine. It's totally fine.
It's
And then
definitely a
Yeah.
blink if you miss it because the way that I liked how they were trying to connect it. Like, yeah, you think this little thing in this little city is a
Yeah.
one-off, but it is a part of this bigger terrorist cell
Right.
funding. Like,
Right.
maybe we should have hit on that a little bit more, but yeah, I get it.
Yeah. No, and then I liked the finale. I liked how it was like
Finale
almost
was
like a
good.
scary movie in reverse. Like that
Finale
was
was good.
totally my vibe. I loved that. This is a good movie.
Man, that shit happened. That dude, when he was stepping on glass and shit like that, I was like, God
Yeah,
damn,
I felt
like
that. I
oh,
felt like
yeah.
I had it in my foot.
Yeah.
It was the sound was done very well.
It was yes, very
Yeah.
very well. Marcus, any other final thoughts from you?
No, I mean, I really enjoyed the movie. I think it was a great Patty pick. So shout out to Mace for
Yeah.
the Patty pick.
Yep. Shout out to Mace. This makes
and
me
I
want to
thought-
go back and watch 2 and 1.
I was
so-
just about to kind of say the same thing. It's a great conclusion to all three. Like, I
Yeah.
think you could watch all three straight through and get a different feeling from each one.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think they're on Paramount Plus. So
Mm.
you have that.
Ooh,
It's pretty
okay.
easy to do.
Fun stuff. Cool. Well, Mace, thanks for the recommendation. We appreciate it. And then if you'd like to recommend our next movie, sign up for the Patreon. Go over to patreon.com/films in black and white. Sign up over there. Gentlemen, what do you all have to plug this week?
Hey, folks, I'm here to tell you about the Etsy shop via The Love Nerds. So you can go find it by. Oh, you're good. The banner was good. The banner. was
I didn't
good.
know it. I didn't
No,
know.
no, banner was good. It's all
Sorry.
good. You can go to thelovenerds.com. There's a link there to the Etsy shop. You can take a look around the blog, find some recipes if you want. But Maggie is now producing new material for the Love Nerds Etsy shop. So you can go
Okay, man.
find everything she is offering there, more than just party supplies, we're talking, there's a whole range of things. Go check it out yourself. thelovenerds.com.
Absolutely. Marcus, what do you got?
Oh, you know what it is. You got to follow the mantra. Never offended, always humble. Soul Tie put out a new song called Fooling You. It is a country jam of the summer. So make sure that you go and listen. Thank you. Make sure you go and listen to that, SOULTYE. And the song is called Fooling You. All right. I'm also dropping new music very soon. I'm going to be dropping my first single from my next short project, my short EP called Big Texas, Extortion. Will be dropping here very, very soon. And so I'm very excited about it. Just a small package of music of creating and going. I also want to give a huge, huge, huge shout out to the AV Lounge here in Vermillion, South Dakota, and Studio B, which is where I've been going to record my music. It is also a podcasting space. And it is if you need to go in and record your music, record your audio, you can do it with someone there or you can do it by yourself. But just shout out to Studio B at the AV Lounge here in Vermillion, South Dakota. You can always reach out to Joe or reach out to the AV Lounge to schedule your time to get some recording in today. I mean, that's free promo. That's not paid promo. I genuinely found a place because I got new neighbors and I need to go record like in a space where I can really open up a little bit more and I don't want to disturb nobody. This place has been clutch. I spent 4 hours in there this past weekend just by myself recording. So really good time. Yeah, really good time.
Dope, man. That's dope. Shout out to the AV Lounge.
Yeah.
I would like to plug this podcast. So if you had fun listening, if you had fun with the silly moments from us and our talk of the Equalizer, share us with a friend or a family member. That is the best way to support the podcast you love, is just that sort of word of mouth advertising. But if you want to help us pick our next Patty family movie, or if you want to just help support the show, go over to patreon.com/films in black and white. Sign up for one of our tiers there. Also want to remind folks that this weekend at the Coyote Twin is the Vortex Film Festival. There's going to be a link in the episode description about how you purchase your tickets. A lot of really cool stuff going on with that. So be sure to head over there, sign up for that, especially if you're in town. Look, y'all, there's no reason to miss this. Like, this is going to be a really cool film festival. It's going to be a great thing for you all to check out, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So support your local theater, support the film festival, and that's what I got. But gentlemen, we have a 3-step process to success. So Brian, what is that first step, sir?
Hey folks, I'm here to tell you to read a book. That's right. Just pick up any book. It can be an instruction booklet. I don't care. Just read. And then you find out the more you read, the easier it is to read. So just read a book.
I didn't realize that that's where you were going, but I completely agree. Marcus, lay us down that second step.
Make sure you drink some water. Listen, it's getting a little chilly outside. It's getting a little nippy, just a hair. All right. But before the summer is over, that doesn't mean you need to stop drinking water. Go ahead, keep drinking water so you can prepare for the winter time. And all that moisture is going to be gone. Ain't no vitamin D. You want to keep that skin on and popping. So drink some water. Treat yourself to something nice while you're at it. Some Voss, some all that good stuff.
Absolutely. And that third step is, look, y'all, wash your ass. I saw an article that the New York Post made where it said that washing your body was it had no medical benefit. The medical benefit is your ass don't stink. What? So
I did see that.
One, practice media literacy, and 2, wash your ass. Even if it doesn't, let's take this out this way. Even if it doesn't have any medical benefit, you're still not carrying around that stink of a stinky ass with you wherever you go. And so make sure you get up in it with some soap and water, wash your legs, just wash your ass. It's important. So, and then step 4 from Roman this week is be a gooder person than you think you are, which is good advice. Absolutely.
Gooder, huh?
Gooder. That's fine. I'm not going to question it.
Fine. That's fine.
Gentlemen, that does it for this week's episode of Films in Black and White. We'll be back next week with another fantastic episode. But in the meantime, and in the between time, stay safe, stay healthy. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We'll catch y'all next week.
Gooder.
I think Marcus thinks. Marcus, do you think you're playing music?
Am I not playing music?
You are not.
What the hell is that?
I don't know. I just didn't say anything.
I'm gonna jump in.
Mother, father.
Close that shit out, Brian.